Hi, what's going on everyone? This is Sue. I hope you guys are doing well. Wanted to share with you guys another tip for today, okay? Another success tip. Today's tip is to work on paying off your debts. Work to just become debt-free and eliminate debt from your life once and for all. My wife and I, we paid off all of our debts about 3 years ago. We paid off over $50,000 and it took us a little bit over 2 years to do. So the only debt we have now really is just our home. That's a long-term debt that we're going to be, paying off for some time, but it's going to take us a little bit of time to pay that off. But we are trying to work on paying it quickly as well. So it's not going to be a 30-year plan for sure, okay? I think that if you pay off your debts and you eliminate debt out of your life and not go back into debt, that will be one of the best things you do for yourself financially, because just think about how much money that we waste every single month paying just the interest alone. I remember, see, for myself, I've had debt for over a decade now. Ever since I graduated from high school, my first year in college, I applied for my very first student credit card and I got approved. Back in the days, it was very easy to get approved for a credit card. But, throughout the years, I continued these spending habits, and it was just very irresponsible, just reckless spending really on my part. And it accumulated, with my student loans and all my credit card debts. I at one point had over 10 credit cards with balances on every single one of them, and some of them I even maxed out. So it's just it's just a bad, for me personally, I really stressed out a lot on debt. Even though I made, just enough money to pay off the minimum, just to pay the minimum balances, so I wasn't behind or anything. But it was just getting to me man, you know what? My friend, even one of my friends asked me, because at that time, back in those days, I was getting paid probably $9, $10 an hour. And at that time, that was to me and my friends, it was it was a pretty good job. It wasn't the highest paying job, but it was above average compared to my immediate friends and stuff. So there was one of my friends had asked me Sue, man, you got yourself a good job, dude. You get paid more than all of us here, but where did the money go? Instead of having more money in the bank, you actually owe more money than all of us. None of my friends really had any big balances on credit cards, but I was spending so much. And I think it was because because we're led to believe, we've been taught to believe that debt is okay as long as you make your minimum payments. It's gonna build your credit score. All this, it's really not that beneficial. See, my wife and I, we're not looking to get any other loans. We're not looking to buy another car by financing it. We buy things with cash and with our debit card. But I'm gonna show you just a few ways to get yourself out of debt. Some of the strategies that my wife and I personally use to help us pay off the debts in a methodical way, a strategic way. The first thing you need to do, really, the very first thing to get yourself out of debt is you have to get to that point. You have to get to that mental state where you're just fed up, you're just tired, and you will not have it anymore. It's just like a bully, right? A bully picking on a kid. And that kid, for the longest time, he's just allowing it. He's just you know what? I can't do anything about it. I'm just gonna be beaten up or picked on. But then one day, right, that kid, he snaps. One day he's just fed up, he's just tired, he will not put up with it anymore, and he fights back. And that kid, he's not strong, but he's strong within. He's gotten himself to the point, those bullies have gotten him to the point where he's just tired. He's just tired of, struggling, tired of being picked on, tired of being, bullied. So he fights back and he stands up for himself. And then now the bully, he receives this message. Whoa, this little kid, he's standing up. And a lot of times at the beginning, the bully's going to come on stronger, right? But if you keep standing up, then it's going to be harder and harder for that bully. He's going to take more effort to pick on you, to bully you. And after a while, that bully, he's going to just move on to the next victim. That's where you need to be with debt. You have to get yourself to the standpoint like, you know what? I'm done with you, debt. I'm not going to live my life like this. The money that I earn from work, I'm going to keep it for myself, for my family. I'm not going to pay you interest. I'm tired. Forget it. No more. I'm done. Once you get to that state right there, you are like, that's the hard part. The next part is just, now you just need to build your belief. You got to build your belief in your mind that you can do it, Once that kid gets, stands up, now he's going to build himself, he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to be strong now. I'm going to go take some martial arts class. I'm going to do certain things. I'm going to be confident. You start building yourself and believing yourself. That's the same way with debt. Once you get to that level, and now the next step is just belief. Believe that you can do it. And now you really set the foundation for your success. The mindset is so powerful. Once you get that mindset down, a lot of things start to just fall into place. So now down to the mechanics of it, okay? So once you got the belief down, once you got to the frustration down, the next step is the mechanics. The first thing you want to do before you even try to pay off multiple credit cards, try to pay extra here and there, don't even do that. The first thing you need to do is to set yourself up for success by creating an emergency fund. So start, gathering as much money you can, start saving a little bit extra every single month to build a pot. This pot is your fund, your emergency fund to back you up in case there's an emergency. Just build it up to $1,000. $1,000 is all you need to start this program. And it's not money that you're spending, okay? It's just money that you're saving for your success. This is the emergency fund. You do not touch this fund for any reason except for a true emergency. Not for the sale that they're going to have next week. Just a true emergency. $1,000. The reason is, whenever you set your mind to do something worthwhile, right? Every single time, this is true for anything in life. Whenever you set your goal, you set your mind on something, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be cars breaking down. There's going to be, so many things that will kick you off the wagon, right? But if you have that backup there, then you can still continue your program. All right? If you don't have that, and then you're like you're in the motion of paying off your credit card, you're like, ooh, yes, every month I'm paying extra. Yeah, cool. And then all of a sudden your car breaks down. Now you're like, dang it, dude. Freak, I got no money. I need the car to get to work. Ah, man, I've been doing so well with this credit card. Now I gotta use it again. Now you take that credit card back out and you swipe $1,000, and now you just throwing your whole your momentum out of whack. But if you have that emergency fund, boom, you're back on track. Nothing, even your program stays in place. Now you're just paid that car and fixed it and everything, and you're back to normal. If you ever need to do that though, you do need to replenish your emergency fund back before you get back into that program. But at least one thing is for sure: if you do ever have to tap into your emergency fund for a true emergency, you're not using debt, so you're not adding to your your debt amount. You see that? So that's why it's so important. Okay, so get yourself an emergency fund. The next step, just like with any kind of debt plan, you need to learn how to budget. That is a very dreaded word that a lot of people always want to try to avoid. You don't want to be told what to do. You don't want to be told how to spend your money. But you know what? You are telling yourself, I'm not making up the plan for you. I'm not making the budget for you. You have to create your own budget for your own lifestyle. And you really have to, if you're serious about getting out of debt, you have to take a true assessment of your expenses and see what expenses are necessary and what expenses can be expendable. That means you can get rid of. And all of this is just momentary, just temporary stuff. That cable TV that you're always just flipping channels and never could find a channel to watch. You're paying $70, $80 a month for that. Is that really necessary, right? I'm just giving you guys ideas. Maybe for you need to have cable TV to keep your sanity or whatever. Then yes, go ahead and budget it in, Just pick and choose what you spend your money on and write it down. Have a written budget. If you have a spouse, work together. That is so important. You need to have your spouse on board when you're doing your budget. That's very important. That's very important. You need to do that. Now, once you have your budget down, right? The next step is to start using cash. Just use cash for everything. Even though you have a debit card, using cash is going to help. And separate those different categories into envelopes. So you have an envelope system, and let's say for grocery this month you budgeted $200. Put the $200 in there. Don't put 20s and hundreds in there. Break it down to like 5, 10s, and 20s too, because it's gonna make it easier for you to spend. And if you have a $20 bill, you go to the store, once you break it, you're gonna want to spend it. But if you have $5 bills, it's just, trust me on that one. When you have smaller bills, it's easier for you to budget and it's actually less. You'll spend less, that is. And the next step for after doing your budget and getting your envelope system is to break down your payments. So look at all of your debt and itemize your debt from highest balance to lowest balance. It doesn't matter what the interest rate is. Just go ahead and see which debt you owe the most, which account you owe the most, okay? And now you're gonna pay off the lowest balance first. So if you have 10 credit cards, pay the lowest credit card balance first, regardless if it's 0 interest or 20,000 interest or whatever. Pay that off first, because to be successful in this program, it's not about the mechanics, it's about the behavior. So by paying it off first, what happens is when you pay off a lower balance credit card, it's a lot faster to pay off. Let's say you owe $100 on this credit card, but you owe $1,000 on another credit card, but this $100 credit card, it's a 0% interest. And the $1,000 credit card, it's like 18% interest. Logically, you're going to think, man, I'm probably going to save more money by paying off the higher interest credit cards first. That's true. That is actually true. But the thing is, behavior is more powerful. So once you pay off the lower balance first, you start eliminating credit cards. And when you start eliminating credit cards, you'll feel progress. If you start working on the $1,000 credit card and it takes you a whole year to pay that off, you're gonna feel discouraged. You're gonna see, man, there's no results. It's taking forever. You're not gonna be motivated. But if you start knocking out these little ones, bam, 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 you're gonna feel encouraged. Like, man, you know what? That's awesome. I'm doing it. Boom, boom, boom. And you start to snowball yourself, right? Once you pay off the credit card, take the minimum payment and put it on top of the next higher balance, right? Boom, boom, boom. And eventually you're going to start paying off all your credit cards. Now, I'm kind of speaking all of these tips in a fast pace because, I don't want this video to run too long. But if you guys want more strategies like this, there's a lot more to this, but I just wanted to give you guys those tips for now, because that's going to at least get you started, okay? Another way, I'll give you guys one more tip, because this does apply, okay? And it's actually going to be helpful. Plus, it's also something that I am passionate about and I definitely believe in as well. Because when we started paying off our credit cards, there was something that helped us a lot, okay? And at that time, it was for my last job. My last job, I was in a commission-based pay. So I got salary and I also got commission. And when I was in that program, it was encouragement for me to make higher commissions. So when I started making more money at work, just for the same things I was doing, but I was just working a little bit harder, a little bit smarter, I was earning a little bit more extra money on the, from my commissions. And those extra monies went straight to credit card debt, So that's what I was trying to say here, is that, maybe you already have a job. Maybe you're not at a commission-based salary, right? Maybe you can't really go out to your boss and say, hey, give me more overtime or whatnot. So the other way to do it is, think about supplementing your income. Think about getting a separate part-time job, even temporarily, right? You might say, you know what, Mansu, I'm working so hard already. I'm working 80, 90 hours every week, every pay period or whatnot. I don't have time. I've got a family. I don't have time to go out there and get another job. I can't do it, Even though I'm committed to, I want to do this. I have the mindset and I really am committed. I just can't do it because, I just have too many things going on. I have to take care of my family, right? That's good. That's a good thing to think, right? But there are so many other ways, really. There's a lot of other ways you can generate extra income without having to trade so much of your time to do that. And what I mean about that is, start looking at non-traditional ways to create income. Not anything illegal, okay? I'm not talking about illegal stuff, okay? So I'm talking about, finding leverage, We live in a world these days, we live in a world where there's so much resource around us. And right now, I'm working at home, right? I am living my dream where I'm actually being able to create my own time, create my own hours, and I can decide how much I get paid by the effort and by the time that I put into my work and my business. So there's ways to make money online. So more ways than you can imagine. But you just have to be resourceful. You have to be resourceful and go out there and look for those types of programs. I'm going to put the link down below for you. If you guys are interested in earning a little bit extra income to help pay off your debts, or to work your way out of to work on getting yourself out of your job and staying at home and being able to maybe go and travel and live your life and get more free time, then click on the link below and see the system that I use to generate income online. And if it makes sense for you, if it's something you think you can do, it's not easy, but it doesn't take a lot of time, but it does take effort. So click the link below. If it makes sense for you, join the team, decide to make a change and, join our team. All right, guys. Until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and, work at it, work on getting out of debt. It's going to definitely benefit you in the long run. And if you guys want to join our team, click the link and decide, okay? All right. And remember, don't be so stressed out, okay? Because life is just too short to be stressed. All right. Peace.